correct me if I'm wrong, but traditionally during Chinese New Year, HotToys tend to go quiet. But they've really come out swinging today to celebrate Year of the Snake and Chinese New Year, because we got to talk about this, and this. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the massive drops today. Well, some of them. There was a major announcement today, absolutely huge, and then there was a good announcement, and then there was a predictable announcement, and then there was these two announcements here which I really don't have much to talk about. So look, we're going to talk about them all. But today, just celebrate, I don't know, is it to celebrate Chinese New Year? I don't know exactly what the exact date is. I do know it's Year of the Snake, and I do know it's kind of like a big holiday over in China. But look, they've come out swinging. They really have come out swinging, and it's great actually. It's great to see. So look, we've seen some of these before. So this is Kamen Rider, and this is Rider number 1 and the Cyclone. I presume the bike is the Cyclone. I know absolutely less than nothing about this or Rider number 2 and the Cyclone again. I'm assuming these are two characters with the same type of bike. I don't know, is it the exact bike? Do they have one and they share? I presume they have a bike each, Kamen Rider or whatever. I don't know anything about the show. I've never seen it, and these costume, armor, outfit designs, whatever they are, do absolutely nothing to get me to watch this. This is very, very Power Rangers. I'm not a fan of the Power Rangers. I didn't like the costume or armor design. I've no reason to watch these. Now, this could be the greatest show ever made, and I apologize if you're watching this going, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It's true, I don't. I've never watched it. So I do think it's great that HotToys are doing something different outside of Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and let's face it, we've seen a good bit of that in the last year. I mean, we've got like the Terminator figures, we've got like, you know, John Wick figures, and multiple other different things that are outside of the realm of Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. Of course, you know, you've Back to the Future stuff, and you know, lots of other stuff. Xenomorph, Rain, you know, there's a Jungle Hunter Predator, so there's a lot of stuff that is outside of the big three, which is great to see, and this is no different. So if you're watching this and you're a massive fan of this Kamen Rider show, you'll be delighted that you have Rider number 1 and Rider number 2 with the Cyclone bike. Bike looks pretty cool. Not a fan of the actual design of the armors and stuff like that. I'm going to flick through a few photos of number 1. Apologies for quick interruption to this video. If you're watching this video right now, hit the like button, and more importantly, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel, and the support is greatly appreciated. Back to the video. Is he dabbing? I don't know. I don't even know if this is like a recent show, or if this looks to me like it's really old. I heard it's massive in Asia, but like I don't know, is it the 60s, the 70s? I don't know. It looks very, very retro looking. Oh look, you got a head sculpt as well. This guy, Rider number 1. Okay, definitely not for me. I'm out of my depth here. Probably should have done a bit of research here, but I don't care enough to do any research on these two things. Anyway, so they're out. If that floats your boat, they're there. Great stuff. Okay, next one. As predicted, everyone, we saw that like 25 years of HotToys, we knew something was coming for it. I think I was talking about this, that we're going to get a gold Mark III. Someone said, I'm not sure, was it me or someone else in the Hope Show, it's kind of like the obvious thing that they're going to give us like a gold Mark 85 or a gold Mark III. Mark III is a fantastic suit, but it looks best in its screen accurate, traditional kind of candy apple red and gold from the 2008 movie that launched the MCU, Iron Man. That is the look, that is the best it looks, I think. While this looks great, and they've done gold suits before, this is limited to 3,000 pieces. It never appeared on screen, so for me personally, I have no interest. I like to, if I'm gonna, you know, shell out money on these things, I like them to represent the IP that originally, or you know, got me into these. So for example, like I love the movie, that's why I want the representation. It doesn't work the other way around for me personally. There's lots of different ways to collect. That's just the way I collect. So typically, I want the character to look like the way it did when I was first exposed to that movie or that TV show or that, you know, game or comic book, you know, or animation in the future. Maybe I do collect stuff like that, but typically for me it's movies. and it's TV shows, and I want the screen accurate versions, which this is not. Does it look good? Look, the silhouette of the Mark III is one of the most iconic and coolest designs in the MCU for any Iron Man. It's fantastic. The gold pops. Maybe you're really, really into gold and you like those flashy things, or maybe you're collecting them all. But yeah, I think everyone saw this coming, and it's definitely not going to be the last Iron Man they do. And yeah, it's a golden Iron Man. It's limited to 3,000. So I have no interest in this. I have no interest in this, and I have no interest in this. Now, this is pretty cool. This now we're getting into the exciting ones, because like the first two I had no interest in, and then you have the golden Iron Man, who's I can recognize aesthetically looks good, but wasn't screen accurate, never appeared in any movie, limited to 3,000. I'm not going to chase that. They're not going to get me on that. I loved the movie Deadpool and Wolverine. Thought it was fantastic. I loved the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and the chemistry, the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and the fact then like the clash of the colors of the red and the yellow. I love that you finally got to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in the yellow and blue. I like the fact that he was back. So it was the banter between the characters, but the chemistry between the boys, well, we know they're kind of have a bromance going on or whatever like that. And the action scenes were great, and the music and everything in the comic. I thought it was great. I loved it. 4-star. My head says 4-star. My heart says 5-star. So, but I'm not a Blade fan. I watch those movies. I know I'm going to lose subscribers here now. They're just not for me. I'm not a fan of the Blade movies. I like Wesley Snipes. I see what they're going for, but they don't do anything for me. But like, and the cameo didn't really do anything for me either, to be fair. I just thought, okay, that's cool. Someone's going to love that. But like, I was speaking to Mike L months before this movie came out, and I was like, we're kind of talking about like expectations and stuff like that, and like I said, the cameos are never going to make it or break it for me. For me, the movie has to have a good story, dialogue, action, good effects and stuff like that. Basically, story, dialogue, chemistry between the actors, good acting, good choreography, fight scenes, whatever, good visual effects and all that. And for the most part, it has that apart from the story. So the cameos never going to actually do it for me, or never going to like blow my mind in this particular context, because I don't care about Blade. I don't particularly care about Elektra either. Gambit's pretty cool. Not necessarily sure about Channing Tatum's Gambit, but like I like the way that they kept the actual kind of comic accurate costume design, even though he looked kind of shoehorned into it. X-23 I do like, because Logan is a masterpiece. So that was good to see her as well back and stuff. So X-23 is the one out of the four of them, if they do all four, that I could be tempted on. I don't think I will. Another thing I was saying to Mike L is that I think I'd be able to get through all of the releases from Deadpool and Wolverine with simply just two things: the Deadpool special edition, the gold guns, which I have, and the deluxe yellow and blue Wolverine with the cowl and the Hugh Jackman head sculpt and stuff, which I have on PO. So not planning on picking up the Thirst Trap Wolverine or Ladypool or Kidpool. I do want that couch though. I'll get that couch. X-23 though, that's the one I was kind of going, pretty cool. But all that being said, I'm delighted they've done this, because people love Blade. He's a cult hero. People love Wesley Snipes. And I think they've done a great job in this. I flicked through the images before on my phone earlier on in the day, and there's a lot of cool stuff that comes with this. So straight away I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's the way I remember in the movie. The glasses, the facial structure, the kind of the hair and stuff like that. I love the fact that they've given him the bazooka and the sight and stuff like that. And it's a very cool effect. I don't typically like the plastic effects, but I gotta hand it him. There's one really, really cool effect. Interesting. It says first edition exclusive accessory. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure, is that like you have to order within a certain time frame? We'll see now when it goes up on Sideshow. I'm not sure if it's already on Sideshow, but I think it's $290 on Sideshow. I'm not sure if you have to order within a certain time frame, or is this just like something lost in translation? This, instead of saying special edition exclusive, or a specialist as opposed to collector edition, the same way that, say, the Artisan Bucky, there was 2,000 with the shield, and that was the special edition, but yet there was only 1,000 without, and that was the collector edition. So I'm not sure how they're going to work that out. But it comes with this katana, which I think a lot of people wanted, because I think the blade is really important. His name is literally Blade, but he was using kind of machetes and these kind of like almost like batarang looking things to do all the damage in this particular movie. So it's funny the way he didn't actually use this sword in the movie, but it's there as an accessory. And also the shirtless Wolverine, the TVA jacket and stuff like that, he comes with a katana as well, so that must be from a cutscene or something like that. I don't know, maybe they're just giving katanas to people just to add in something else. So look, I think the likeness is pretty good. We'll see now what he's like with the glasses off later on. But like, let's face it, if you're going to display him, you're going to display him with the glasses. From my recollection, that trilogy always had the glasses, and he did always have the... I don't even think he took the glasses off. Was there a shot of him without the glasses in Deadpool and Wolverine? Can't remember off the top of my head. But look, the bazooka looks great. It comes with the sight. That's pretty cool. I think it looks good. I think it's really good. It looks like, from what I remember, I don't have the eye for this character now, but it looks like him from the movie. It looks like, from what I remember, you got the armor, you got the undersuit. That's that batarang looking thing I was talking about there in his left hand. You got the glasses. I like the way the armor as well, there's a bit of weathering on it as well. You've got this kind of machine gun looking thing in his left hand, and then this blade that he's holding, there's one here, it's covered in blood. Interesting. So he has two, and one is covered in blood. It's a nice touch. I like the way you can throw the bazooka over the shoulder, and I like the base as well, although it's probably going to be awkward. That base is very undulating and irregularly shaped. It's going to be hard to pose him properly. They're doing that, like a base. I get that the base looks like a diorama. I want the base to be multifunctional. Somewhere to put the figure on, but also there should be somewhere on the base to comfortably put the figure on, not limit posing. They need to work on that. They're in the right direction. They're giving us those Dio bases. Great example. The Luke Skywalker Empire Strikes Back Bespin Luke base, because it looks like a piece of the movie. It lights up into, it's modular. You can just use the circular bit that he stands on that has that orangey red underglow that lights up, and then the two generators that light up white, and you can connect them together. You could have just the generators, just the orange red underglow lighting, or you can do what I do and connect them together. And the base, then it's a wide enough area you can do multiple different poses. It doesn't get in the way. So that's a perfect example there. You can't do that all the time, but they need to work on that. Give us the diorama bases. They're great, but give us a bit of space to work with. Even like the Tom Holland final swingsuit, the red and blue one. Like, I love that figure and I love the base, but there's, you kind of have to be careful where you pose him there. Like, I suppose that's maybe a bad example. There's a few different places you could pose him, but it's kind of like there's not the foot spaces. The posing is limited because of the lack of the area of foot space. That's what I'm saying. So it comes with a bunch of stuff as well. From what I can see, is it comes with two of these blade things, two of these machete things, and I think it's kind of like one of the blade is clean, one of the blade has blood on it, one of the machetes is clean, and one of them has blood on it. That machine gun, the bazooka, I love the way you can hang it off the back as well. Great, nice touches there. That's a kind of a simple but cool pose with the gun in the left hand and the machete with the blade and the blood on it. I think they've done a great job, and I love that they've teased it and they've gone through. Now they gotta give us Gambit as well. I think that figure. See, I'm over and back about the Gambit thing. Earlier on in the video I said something negative about it, but I like Channing Tatum. But I just felt that he was kind of like he's more of a quarterback kind of a look, and he was shoehorned into that costume. Even though yes, it was kind of like comic book accurate and stuff like that for the most part. But when I think of Gambit, I think of someone who's a bit taller and muscular, but in a kind of a sinewy way, like not skinny, still muscular, but leaner, like a triathlete. You got muscle, but it's leaner and athletic, as opposed to just the big, beefy, the kind of beefcake that Channing Tatum is. I think this is really cool. You know, if you've been following the channel, where I stand on effects pieces. Electricity effects, magic effects, I think they cheapen the look of the figures. Like for me, I want a 1/6 scale representation on the shelf, as accurate and realistic as possible. So then when you slap on these electricity effects and magic effects, it just kind of makes it look really, really like a toy, as opposed to a high-end display piece or toy, whatever you want to call it. It just looks very too toyetic. Apart from certain things, I think the flame effects I've said this multiple times before, flame effects from like Mandalorian's flamethrowers and a few other things like that are quite good. I love this. I hope this comes out really well. Now obviously they've photoshopped in the sparks and stuff like that are coming from the base of the rocket, but this looks cool. I hope it translates well so that it looks just as cool on the shelf, because I think it's a very, very nice touch. The only thing about this is, if you look at, say, Captain America there, he's posed in the center of the lead and a bit forward so he catches the light right. in order to pose this inside one of the shells, the D-top, you're going to have to pose it very far back, depending on how long that piece, the kind of smoke piece that attaches the front of the bazooka and the back of the rocket together. So you'll be very, very conscious of that. You might have to put them far back in the shelf or pose them to the side or something like that. Get creative with it. Love the inclusion. I think that's a win. It will be if it turns out the way I think it is. Yeah, I think the likeness is there. I think the eyes here probably need to be posed a little better. I'm not sure if they're properly aligned, but yeah, he's definitely an older gentleman now. Kind of like you got the kind of a bit of graying in the beard and the face, and I think the likeness is pretty good. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 or anything. It's not one that like I'm mind blown about, but I think it's pretty damn strong. I'd say it's a solid 8, maybe higher. He looks really upset there. He looks really upset there. Maybe not the expression I would have gone for. Yeah, I think I might be leaving this one at an 8. Those photos though, not selling it to me. He looks kind of younger and fresher or something. I can see the wrinkles, but then again, I didn't see him without the glasses, if I'm remembering correctly. So I can see what they're going for. I think it's, for the most part, a strong sculpt. But yeah, I think maybe an 8 is a fair sculpt. I might have to take another look at it. It looks way better with the glasses on. With the glasses, it definitely ups the likeness, because that's how I'm remembering him from the movie. Weapons attached to the body, so the bazooka hangs off. I'm not sure if the gun and I presume the machetes just slide into the sheath or the holster. And there he comes with, so bazooka, bloodied up machete, bloodied up, whatchamacallit, blade thing, the rocket, and I suppose the rocket at the end of it must be articulated, must be moved to move out, so it's mid-flight, and the gun and stuff. So yeah, look, that's everything. It comes with separate rolling eyeballs functions, $290, bazooka with rocket and firing effect. If you zoom in on this as well, I think they haven't put the sparks in there, so that's maybe a bit more accurate how it would look like on your shelf. Separate rolling eyeballs function. Weaponry, some bloody, some not. The base and a bunch of different swap out hands. So look, obviously I've never seen the show. I'm never going to get this. I've never seen the show. I'm never going to get this. I've no interest in these. I'm not into the design of these or anything like that. Is that Rider 2? Is this Rider 1? Yeah, okay, yep, not into these. Iron Man's great and all, but no, absolutely not. I've got the Mark III already. This, I'm not a Blade fan. I did like the movie, but I think I'm going to get through this Deadpool and Wolverine collection with just Deadpool and Wolverine. I think I'll be happy getting through this movie campaign with that. But this, let's just have a quick look at this. Okay, I just want to just mute this. Oh no, you know, we'll just play it and see if it comes through. If I get demonetized, I get demonetized. There is a bit of music, but there's not much to it. So it plays through. It says 007. We'll go through again. So you've got that kind of iconic 007 symbol, and then it says HotToys, and it says 007 and related James Bond trademarks are trademarks of Danjak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All rights reserved. They're the company that own the rights to James Bond and the various different characters and stuff like that, and trademarks of James Bond. So HotToys 007 license announcement video coming in 2025. So I know my first reaction. I've seen people say like, oh yeah, I can't wait to. They're gonna do this, announce it, and nothing's gonna happen. And then of course there's probably people joking saying it's gonna be cause babies. I do think this is gonna be 6-scale. I do think they're gonna use this license, but I do think we have to manage expectations. I mean, off the top of my head, right, it could be a huge line. They could give us Sean Connery, Roger Moore, George Lazenby, he did a movie, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and of course Daniel Craig. Now, I feel like I'm missing one. I think I am missing one. I think there was another Casino Royale was originally made, and I think they had another character or another actor, and so there's another guy who played Bond as well. But anyway, look, they could do that. Then they could give us, say, Jaws, Oddjob, Goldfinger. They could give us Blofeld, and then there's vehicles as well. The submarine car, you know. They could give us the really cool tiny little airplane from Octopussy. That'd be pretty cool. They could give us some like Bond girls. You never know. But realistically, if I had to put my money on it, and I've nothing to go on, I'd say they're going to give us Daniel Craig. It wouldn't surprise me if Daniel Craig was the first announcement. What I would like, okay, I've been a Bond fan all my life, but my favorite Bond is Daniel Craig, and I know a lot of people say no, Connery, and stuff like that, but they're the best movies. They're the best well-made movies, I think. The Craig movies. I mean, you got 4 out of 5 right. The Quantum of Solace, not so much. My favorite Bond movie is Casino Royale. I just think it absolutely nailed it. Craig's first. Quantum of Solace, I'll still watch it. I don't think it's like a terrible movie. It's just not as good as his other 4. Skyfall was epic. Spectre was great. I really liked No Time to Die, and I liked the arc he went on, you know, and it was bold what they did, and it wasn't for everyone. I appreciate that, but I really liked how it was kind of more real world based. They're type of movies that I gravitate towards. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by his gadgets, Bond's gadgets, and the action scenes, and you know, the cool car and all that kind of stuff, like the inventions. That's what I vibed on. I love that, and the kind of like the cheesy one-liners. Even as a kid, I was like, all right, that's really, really corny, but I'm just going to get on with it. I mean, look, I like a good pun, I like a dad joke and all that, but when it comes to the movies, sometimes it takes me out of it. So I really, really like what they did with the Daniel Craig Bond. It was a bit more like the Bourne identity, and it was the character of James Bond isn't this like, you know, this like kind of, you know, charming, happy, kind of corny joke, quip making person. He's not the actual character from the books, from what I understand, is a cold-blooded narcissist, misogynist, cold-blooded killer, and that's the way he was written. So I think that's the way he should be portrayed on screen. Obviously those things are not desirable and you don't want to be that, but like if that's the way the character is supposed to be, that's the way it should be you know, put out for the most part. And I think they did a good job with Craig. Then yeah, look, he definitely had this softer parts and stuff like that, but like he was, because he got married, he fell in love and stuff like that, but essentially like he was a womanizer, he was a cold-blooded killer. He wasn't like wisecracking the whole time. He had his jokes, but they were not on the same level as say like the cheesy corniness of Sean Connery and Roger Moore. And the thing is, I still watch those movies. I still enjoy watching those movies, you know. I remember reading that Timothy Dalton was apparently the most accurate to the books, as in just that cold-blooded killer that just that's what I remember reading. But anyway, my favorite Bond is Daniel Craig, and it's kind of like based on the strength of the movies. It's the same way that like my favorite Batman is Christian Bale, and it's based on the strength of the movies. So this here, what do I want them to give? If I had to pick one Bond, give us a Daniel Craig. And give us a Daniel Craig in that suit, the kind of greyish suit, and if the Skyfall suit basically, and the Aston Martin DB5. That would be it. If I could just pick one Bond, one vehicle, that'd be the combination. Even though Casino Royale is my favourite Bond movie, and that'd be cool to have him in the tux and stuff like that, he didn't have the DB5 in that movie. From what I remember, he did have an Aston Martin. There's some fields for you again, screensaver. He did have an Aston Martin, but I don't think it was the DB5. Let me a quick check in the phone. Sorry, I just have to fact check myself. So not Skyfall, Casino Royale Bond car. I think it's the Aston Martin DB8 or something like that. Could be way off. All right. Bear with me. James Bond car from Casino Royale. I'm going to go with Aston Martin DB9. I'm going to go DB9. Oh, I don't think I was even close. No, it said the Aston Martin DBS V12 was first seen in Casino Royale. In the film, the car, yeah, that's grand. So it's the Aston Martin DBS V12. And as cool as that car was, because it was amazing, I want the DB5, because if you get the DB5, come on, do the right thing. If they get the DB5, you know where I'm going with this. Then if you get Craig from Skyfall, you can have it posed next to the DB5, but you can also pose it next to the older Bonds as well, who were seen in movies with the DB5. It just makes sense. So This says coming in 2025. There should be some sort of announcement in this year. I don't think it's going to cause babies. I do think they're going to do something. The line is probably not going to go as deep as people want. For me personally, if they do a Daniel Craig with really good likeness to Daniel Craig. If they do a James Bond, the Daniel Craig James Bond with really, really good likeness and really good head sculpt with Daniel Craig, great tailoring, give us the little earpiece and a few different guns and stuff like that, and the Aston Martin DB5, that would definitely scratch the itch. I don't necessarily need the old Bonds. I know it'd be cool to have a Connery. I think the ones that people most want will actually be Connery and Daniel Craig. I don't think there's going to be too many people shouting out for George Lazenby or Timothy Dalton. There will be people, and if you're one of those people, comment on the video. But I think the most part it's going to be Craig, Connery, probably more than, and then maybe Brosnan, you know, Irishman, you know. Oh yeah, GoldenEye. GoldenEye was a great flick. I actually really want to rewatch GoldenEye. I want to rewatch all the Craig movies, but I'm going to rewatch some of the oldies first. GoldenEye was a fantastic. GoldenEye is one of the best Bond movies, I think, because you have like Double Agent, Double Agent, and some Xenia on the top, in fairness. Yeah, so like this is really, really exciting. They really have come out of the gates swinging. I always thought Chinese New Year, they're going to go quiet, they're going to go dark, we're not going to see any announcements, releases, anything. And I think the last year and the year before, that kind of theory has been debunked a bit. They seem to have scheduled things to be put up for like, you know, onto their socials, onto their official website and official Facebook, Instagram, these announcements and stuff like that, whether they're releases or just announcement pre-order, stuff like that. So, but this is great. This is one of the biggest announcements, I think, because it's a license. You know, it does suggest there's going to be more than one thing made. I have nothing to go on, but like this is big news. This is huge news for the 1/6 scale community and the HotToys collectors, and like absolutely, I'm 100% behind this. So yeah, look, folks. Oh, by the way, I just before I finish the video, I am doing a giveaway. I joined the waitlist for all the Artisan figures, and in fairness, like some of them I've been joined for months, some of them only recently, but I hopped on the waitlist for the Anakin like months ago, probably over a year ago. I think it was when it first came out, and it converted. And I am running a kind of it's going to be doing a giveaway, and the way to get into the giveaway, into this draw or duck race, whatever we decide to do, is to be a channel member when I'm giving it away, or drop a super chat. So even if you drop like a super chat on this, you're going to be added up and in. So how it's going to work is whenever they release the figure, I don't know, it could be like April, May, and then I'm in Ireland, so they're going to ship it to me. I'll probably have it by the summer. Anyone who drops a super chat between the 3rd of February and the day I do the duck race or the random raffle or whatever it is to decide who wins the figure, anyone who drops a super chat and is or is a member at the time when we give that away. It'll be an episode of the Hope Show. I will explain exactly what day it's going to happen. So if you're a member on that night, if you're a member, even if you join, you know, if you join during the show, you know, you can be in on this, and or if you drop a super chat between now and then or whatever, you'll be entered into the draw. And yeah, so I'm going to give away a Artisan Anakin Skywalker. These fields again. Alright, on that note, I'm out of here. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know how hyped you are for 007 or Blade or Kamen Riders or the Iron Man. Consider becoming a channel member. Remember, channel member at the time of the giveaway, you're automatically going to be entered into that Anakin Skywalker raffle type thing. And yeah, follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.